What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be talking about some of our favorite concealed carry handguns and some of the most popular, and we got four here. One of them I just kind of included just in case you are a 9mm fan and you don't exactly want a 45, so we included a 40 caliber handgun. The other three will be 9mm. That's what I prefer. That's what he prefers. So my preferred handgun as of right now will be Springfield XDS. Go ahead and safety check it. So the reason I like this gun is it feels like reliability, it shoots like reliability, and I mean it's comfortable. I do like the three safeties. You got your trigger safety, back strap safety, and you'll have an indicator on top there that will pop up whenever there's one in the chamber. I do like the full grip I can get with the pinky extension on the extended magazine as 8+1. I also like the tritium front sight on it, if you guys can see that. It does come with red and green. I do like the FDE color. My buddy likes it as well. I chose to go with this just to be a little different, but I think besides this gun, I may go with a Glock 43 9mm. And the only reason I'm choosing to go to a Glock 43 is because the more I shoot this, the more I like it, the more I kind of just want to keep it in my personal collection. But I'll hand it over to my buddy. I'll let him talk to you guys about why he likes this gun and what he doesn't like.
I like it the way it shoots, but the only thing that I dislike about it is the grip on it. I do not like how it's so skinny because I'm used to Glocks. I am a true Glock fan. I love the Glock feeling for the handling for these, but for a gun like this, it is a very good gun to shoot. But other than that, you know, I wouldn't mind buying it just for a separate gun to have. But for concealed carry, if I would conceal carry, I definitely would not use this for my preference. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this one. And it's a good gun.
Alright, so next we're going to move on to the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield 9mm as well. And this one is cleared. So now comparing this one to the XDS, it's really about the same. I feel like on the XDS I get more of a finger groove right here. If you guys can tell, I'll go ahead and hold this one up as well. You get more room for your middle finger.
Grip wise.
Yeah, grip wise. And the 40 and 45 caliber of this handgun, they take out the polymer in these areas, front and rear, and they put in, or it's more like a grip tape feeling, which I don't really like because I don't like how rough it is, and it feels like the more you shoot it, the more it kind of tear into your hands. The sights on this are pretty much your standard Smith & Wesson sights. This does have a safety right here on the back,
Which is good for concealed carry.
yeah, which some people may prefer for concealed carry rather than for your trigger safety here, and then you have your indicator on the side there. It does have nice grooves back here for when you want to carry it cocked and locked, or if you need to hurry up, put one in the chamber in a matter of seconds. You won't have a very hard time grabbing that. The serrated edges are actually very nice on this, as well as they are on the XDS, but
Yeah, those are nice too.
I kind of feel like the XDS is still a bit easier to grab onto. One thing that some people may not like about this is it does not come with a universal rail mount as the XDS does. I prefer that just in case. I like having the option whether I use it or not, Some people may not care about that, so this may be a perfect decision for them to carry. But other than that, this is pretty much as basic as the XDS is really. This is a little bit cheaper than your XDS as well. Like I said, really all you get difference-wise is a universal rail mount. So if you don't really care to have the rail mount, then this gun may actually be a better decision for you to go with, and price-wise as well. So that's my thoughts on this.
For me, I love how light it is, the lightness of it. Other than that, I mean, I still don't prefer the grip, but over the XDS, the grip on this kind of feels a little bit better, more comfortable in my hand, even though I still do not prefer the skinniness of the grip. But I've shot this gun a few times before in the past, and it ain't that bad of a gun. You know, for the price, you know, it'd be good. You know, if you want something that's small, you could use it for your house. You know, just put it by your bedside table. It'd be good for you. That's pretty much all I have to say about that.
Alright, so next we're going to step it up to one of the most popular carry handguns. This is actually his handgun. I have the 40 cal version, but it is the Glock 19, and this gun is empty. So almost everyone knows about the Glocks. They're reliable. They come with your universal rails. They have all internal safeties. You got trigger safety here. This one is a Gen 4. The only thing I don't like about this is that rough textured grip right there. That is the one thing I don't like about these Gen 4s. And the other thing I don't like is they have the plastic or polymer recoil spring in it. I actually prefer the Gen 3 recoil spring. Either one will work, but that's just my preference. On this, you do have standard Glock sights. Not a big fan of them, but I mean, they'll do you well. They're reliable. The guns are all around reliable. I have seen Glocks fail, but it is not an uncommon fail with any other handgun. I mean,
depends on the ammunition usually.
Yeah, it could be ammunition, could be a dirty gun. It really varies, but everyone says these are the most reliable handguns. To me,
most popular also for concealed carry.
They are extremely popular, but to me, it's going to be just as reliable as any of these other two handguns we showed you, and they break down just as similar. And you could look at the slides, and it's got your recoil spring, your barrel, the extractor, and I mean, it's very all similar in these. But on any of these guns, no matter whether it's the Springfield or the M&P or the Glock, there's always an upgrade you can make. They're always better this gun and may fit your desired needs more than a factory gun will. But I'll hand this over to my buddy now so he can talk a little bit about his gun.
Alright. I love about this gun, the grip fits my hand perfectly. I'm accurate with it. I know how to disassemble it fully, easily, you know, to me. The only thing that I would upgrade on this gun is the extractor, because if you're shooting, I have 33 round magazines, and whenever you're shooting them fast, you know, they will start flying up in your face. So you can actually change out the extractor to where it just go off to the side like the Gen 3s. But other than that, this gun has done me well. I've never had any misfeeds on it. You know, I put different types of ammo, but I prefer regular Winchester ammo. But for my self-defense ammo, I use 154 grain PDX-1. I always use this for my home protection, and then in the future I will use it for concealed carry. I've had this gun for, I would say, almost a year now, and you know, it's never done me wrong. All my buddies, they love Glocks, and they talked me into getting Glocks. Then actually, whenever I got a Glock, because I've been shooting them prior before I bought this gun, and as soon as I bought this gun, I just fell in love.
So that's one thing about the Gen 4s and Gen 3s is the extractors. I never have problems with any of my ammunition coming back at me. I had before, when I was shooting, had one land in the crease of my elbow, right on top, right up in here, and it burnt like hell. Trust me. So that is definitely one benefit of the Gen 3s and Gen 4s. The only other Glock I would suggest if you want a 9mm, um, I would go either a 26, which is just a smaller version of the 19. It is still, you still get your high capacity magazine, or if you don't really care about the capacity, then you could get a single stack and go with the Glock 43, which is what I am probably going to be going with over the XDS. So, but it's all preference of guns. So we'll talk about our last one here. This is my Glock 23 40 cal. This is for the guys who don't want a 45, but they don't exactly want that 9mm either. So 40 cal, 357 SIG, but this one I do have a 9mm conversion barrel for it. I put a TLR1 Streamlight on there. It's been a very nice flashlight. It's basic. You got you down for momentary light, you're up for on. I do love the Gen 3 grips over the Gen 4s. They are a lot more comfortable to me. I do shoot 9mm out of this a lot, and I have not changed anything out. A lot of people say you need to change the extractor, maybe the guide rod. Have people say maybe you need to upgrade some of the internals with the trigger.
But it all comes down to preference, though, usually.
Yeah, it all comes down to preference, really. Like I said, haven't upgraded a single thing. Still don't get any shells to the face, and it still shoots like your Glock 19. And I actually bought this off of our buddy for 500 bucks, and it came with the conversion barrel because I originally wanted the Glock 19, and the thought of having two guns in one
makes it even better.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't complain about it. It was still cheaper than a Glock 19 brand new, whether it's Gen 3 or 4. So I've been pretty pleased with it. Like I said, it's all preference, really. You may want the Gen 4, and you may want the Gen 3. I mean, they are exact same guns. There's very minimal differences. So, but like I said, the guide rods, which I prefer Gen 3, as you guys can tell. Gen 3 on left, Gen 4 on right. I prefer these. They just seem more durable to me. Some people may not like them. They may like the Gen 4s better. Either way, you're not going to have lots of issues out of the guide rods. I mean,
It's a Glock.
yeah, so.
That's all you could say.
But it is what it is. I mean, you may not. It just really depends. So I'm going to hand this over to my buddy here, and maybe he can give you some advice on the 40 cal over 9mm.
See, before I bought my Glock 19, I bought a cheap old gun. It was a Smith & Wesson 40 cal. SD 40 VE.
Yeah.
I bought that for, I think it was $398. It was a pretty cheap gun. You know, just something, because I wanted a 40 cal originally, but the only thing that I just disliked about it, I just couldn't get used to the grip. And as soon as I started shooting Glocks, I fell in love with the grips. But, you know, on the Gen 3s compared to the Gen 4s, these, even though it is a 40 cal, and, I mean, you can't beat the grip on these. You know, this is a go-to gun. Like, if you run out 9mm ammo and you have 40 cal ammo, you know, it'd be perfect for you to have. Other than that, it is a very good gun. You can use it for concealed carry, you know, whatever you want, home defense. Can't ever beat Glocks.
Yeah, a lot of you Glock fans out there are definitely gonna know what he's talking about. So, like I said, these four guns are some of the top carry guns, everyday carry or concealed carry. I mean, you may not carry these every day. You may have another gun you like switching it out, but
Or home defense, you know, you
Yeah.
can possibly use them for home defense.
40 cal I'd probably do more of a home defense round than I would 9mm, but it's really not going to make a difference what you go to as a home defense gun. I mean, some people may just go to a shotgun. They may not care for the handguns. They may have 9mm AR pistols that they may go to. Um,
The reason why I prefer having a pistol, 9mm or 40 cal as home defense is because it's small. And if you have a tack light on there, it's perfect. You can go around your corners easily. You don't have to worry about having something so big having to go around a corner because, let's say, for instance, if somebody would to intrude inside your house and you had to get out your gun, if it's a big gun, you know, who's to say that person around the corner could just see that barrel of your gun and then snack it from you? So that's why it's a lot easier to have a handgun, preferably. But it all comes down to preference.
you can get a little closer range with the handgun, keep it close to your body. It's not going to be sticking out around corners, or, I mean, it's going to be, when they notice the barrel of the handgun, you're more than likely going to be right up on them. They could be with a long gun as well, but there is more gun to go around that corner or through a doorway. You never know, and they're going to see that quicker than they're going to see the barrel of a handgun.
Plus, if it's dark and, like Glocks, how they're black, if you have, the black version, some Gen 3s have the chrome version. If it's dark, they're not going to see it until you turn on your light.
Yeah, if you're hiding, they may not notice even a flat dark wrist gun or a green gun, but if you prefer to go all tactical and you want everything black, you want it so that way, you're going to grab it. It's going to be harder to see a black gun at night than what it will something with a little more color to it. But some people may just prefer that all black style gun, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so in the comments I figured I originally was going to do mainly the XDS and M&P Shield, but then I know you Glock guys out there are probably going to be a little disappointed, so I went ahead and included the Glocks. I had Gen 3 and Gen 4, so I went ahead and did that, and didn't want to leave you guys out. So let me know what you guys think, and I'm going to leave his Instagram down in the description below. If you're ever down or in a bad mood, or you just need an uplift for your day, check his Instagram out. He does all kinds of positivity, positive vibes.
And you can always message me. I'll always DM you back if you DM me if you ever want to talk about something that, if your day's down, talk to me. I'll help you out. You can always look at my pictures. It'll uplift your... If you're having a bad day, just look at all my pictures, read it all, read the descriptions. I've reached out to a lot of people, touched a lot of people's hearts, and, if you have an Instagram, go ahead and check me out. We'll leave it in the description.
So, if there's anything else you guys want to see or have reviewed about these guns, or if there's any other guns or tactical gear, even knives, knives to flashlights to, bulletproof vests, or maybe just, or maybe just a campaign item like maybe a hat, or maybe like a Demolition Ranch t-shirt, or anything like that. We'll do what we can to get our hands on it so we can review it for you guys. Maybe you're interested in them, or maybe you've seen them and want to know the quality of them. Just like these handguns, you guys could be interested in one, or maybe you have one, you're considering something else.
Or if you have any questions about our guns itself, just comment down, we'll comment back and explain the best we can to you about it.
We're not gun experts. We just are a few guys who love handguns. We study them as much as we can. We know everything about our guns, but we don't make them, so we can't give you every single spec on this gun unless we're reading it right out of a book. we're talking to you like two people.
Yeah. We're just average people that love guns and go shooting.
Yes, like I say, you help us out, we'll help you out. We want to be part of this big community, so I think we can do it, and with your guys' help and just support, that's all we could ask for, really. Kind of think of it like a brother and sisterhood. So until then, we'll see you guys in one of our next videos. Stay tuned, because we got his big boy 44 mag coming up, and we are going to destroy some fruit, and I cannot freaking wait.
Beautiful gun. If you like cowboy guns, that's a go-to gun.
Yeah, and it's got octagon barrel, but we'll save the rest of that in the next video. Peace.